I'm saying hi to all of you. I want to talk about an issue today, an issue that's been given very little concern all of these years. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about prostitution, and it's something I know that everybody has an idea about because it's something that we keep seeing every day in our communities or wherever we live. I'd like to throw this question to you: are you a prostitute? How does it feel like to be a prostitute? And are you a trick or John? How does it feel like to be a John or a trick? How does it feel like going after these prostitutes and sleeping with them? How does it feel like? Is this something that you love to do the rest of your life? I probably would get your answers later and through your comments. But here, let me just talk about this today. I want to concentrate on child prostitution and later talk about adult prostitution, which is something that all of us want to hear about. So I just urge all of you to listen carefully and come up with your suggestions too, because we got to work together to help eradicate prostitution out of those zones that are not supposed to be there. I mean, there are a lot of vulnerable people there who need your help to stop this trade called prostitution. Child prostitution. What is child prostitution to you? Here in Africa or in countries, because prostitution has gone very far. Prostitution is somewhere, it's something that's almost in every part of this world, and we cannot deny that fact. If you probably don't know, just go outside your outskirts or go wherever and start looking. You'd see the girls working at night or even at day where it's legalized. You can see how business really go and what happens to these girls. We probably don't think about the dangers and effects that comes with prostitution, because prostitution goes really far. It affects the mind, it affects you socially, it affects everything about you. And yes, we are not helping them, because if there are no enablers, then we have no victims, because they're like a lot of people who are willing to go for these prostitutes. They're also there, so they will have some job to do, and you're ready to have them. So yes, they'll like do the job. But looking at child prostitutes, especially those in Africa, where a little concern has been given, these girls are vulnerable girls, very, very vulnerable girls who really have no say whatsoever, and cannot feel what they're doing is actually all that they can do to support themselves. Others are forced into this trade because yes, they're still vulnerable, and a whole lot of all these things coins around this thing called poverty. And it's something that I pray that someday would leave Africa pretty soon. Child prostitutes, you go and ask them why you're prostituting. They seem to tell you, hey, I'm doing this because my parents are not there to support me. I don't have money for school, I don't have money for food, so this is what I got to do to sustain myself. Pretty interesting, right? Yeah, because others also seem to tell you, I've been forced to do this by this person, and I have no other say because I don't have the right to reject any client or whatsoever. I'm being forced to do this. That's another thing. And when you go to the adults join this prostitution thing voluntarily. Most of them, those who are not vulnerable, join this voluntarily. It's so interesting to know, because they probably might have been they probably might have gotten so interested out of reading stuffs on the magazine or friends telling them about them, so they won't experience. I tell you what, there's no experience in this thing called prostitution. It's something that's going to destroy you little by little. You would not realize the effects, but later, by the time you notice, you're like gone. Especially with these young girls who have no other option. They're between the ages of 11 to about 17, doing real-time prostitution, serving clients as old as their fathers. You can imagine that, and yes, I can look at my father's face for him to do that to me, but it happens to these girls. Why? Because they're vulnerable, and they have nobody to help them to get out of this whole thing. Because people that just very little concern given this whole thing, and nobody is doing whatsoever to do something about these things. So I think talking about these issues could help do something or get something done out of this. And I really want to see or hear a lot of people say, hey, I want to do this in my community too, because I'm starting this myself. You go to these girls, and yes, they probably need help, financial help, but it probably is not all. They probably need your support. Your support can be just the talking you give them, the advice you give them, the conversation you put them through. You tell them, hey, what you're doing is not something good, it's something that you actually destroying your life. you'd end up ruining your whole life if you keep prostituting. There's no good in this. If you will talk to them, some of them just need people to advise them, like, stop this and come and do this. You understand me? People need more than